Hello, basketball fans. You've got it on two. Sports as we get set to bring you an exciting NBA basketball game. This is Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, Doris Spurs. And here we go, the battle between conferences. It's East versus West, where the Miami Heat will be looking to make a statement. A look at the San Antonio Spurs opening lineup. Down low, it's Duncan and Splitter. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Parker. And it's Parker in the 3 slot. Left side, Bosh. The basket good off the assist from Wade. Bosh has got the opening field goal of the game for the Heat.
Chris Bosh, unbeknownst to many, is arguably the premier mid-range jump shooter in the league. In particular, from the right elbow, guys, he is deadly.
Now here's Leonard. Just 5 to shoot. And that one's good. Duncan. And it's the Heat with the ball. About a minute played so far here in the first. And Rubio kicks to Wade. Bosh, a screen on Leonard. Wade passes to Bosh. The drive by Wade. Good. Wade's got his first 2 points.
And, you know, last season, Chris Bosh shot the most three-pointers of his career, taking almost 3 a game. That had long been a goal of his to expand his range beyond the arc, and yet he still shot well above 50% from the floor. That's efficiency, folks.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a nice look.
Poor job by the defender to not fight over or around that screen.
Now, here's Rubio. Shoots from the baseline. And it's Miami with another. And you look at Chris Bosh's offensive arsenal, the lefty, not just a spot-up shooter, Steve. He's terrific as the screener in pick and rolls.
Yeah, great hands and finishing ability, rolling to the rim. or he can flare out for that jump shot. So, you know, it's really interesting where his game has sort of developed. He's got the full repertoire now.
Here's Duncan. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
Boy, they are locked and loaded early. 3 for 3.
Rubio dishes to Wade. Passes it to Bosch. Uncovered. And that one comes up a bit short.
I tell you what, folks, I bet he won't miss that shot next time he takes it.
Parker kicks to Leonard. Pass to Parker. Bosch grabs the miss.
All the defender had to do there was just stay close to him, and he did.
Rubio with it. The feet to Wade. And that one's good.
4 or 5 shots have dropped for them already. Not a bad way to get things started.
San Antonio trailing here. Parker outside. It's Parker top of the key. Misses off the left iron.
Now you can see why the defense is willing to let him take that shot. That's really not his range.
Wade passes to Deck. Nick Roberts dishes to Wade. Second chance shot. Bosch, no one around him. They grabbed their own miss. Nick Roberts. They had a number of cracks at it, but came away empty-handed. Parker's shot is off.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Beautiful work in the transition game.
That's how to do it. Attack early before the defense can get itself set. You know, the Spurs, because of their way of conducting business and their low-key personality, have never really been ratings darlings for the NBA, despite being considered and respected as a model franchise in the league. The team's color of silver and black, I think, fits their style. It's not really flashy or gaudy, but it does point out their business-like approach and how precise they play and how much they win.
Now here's Wade. He's got 6. Bosch kicks to Wade. Bosch sets the pick for Wade. Shoots over Leonard. Kicks it out to Rubio. Wade with no one around. Goes up again. And Bosch with the layup.
Well, that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active, be energetic, and react as soon as the shot goes up.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
Then you look at the Spurs' lack of branding, if you will. It starts from the top down, from Coach Popovich to Tim Duncan. They don't court media attention. They're close to the vest, all business, all about winning.
Brago, he's checked in for splitting. Here's Leonard. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Duncan outside. He feeds it to Oden. Oden, a screen on Wade. Nobody near Parker. No good, and they can't put an end to this drought. And the Spurs look for a certain kind of player, Clark. I know you're interested in this. The players they get are uninterested in the spotlight. Pop calls them guys that have gotten over themselves.
That's a great way to phrase it, because they're others-focused and not self-focused. And that's something that really lends itself well in a culture which glamorizes the I and not the group. And you can see it in the Spurs. They are all about business, and all of the extra stuff is not what appeals to them. They're interested in winning and having. each other, and that's why they're a championship organization and team.
That's a good blueprint.
Yes, it is.
And Lou Eldang gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. On defense, the Heat leading by 5. Parker passes to Oden. 3 seconds left. It's a big high bounce and goes in. Parker's got 5 points so far.
You know, that part of the floor, guys, is more or less his real sweet spot, right in his wheelhouse.
And McRoberts kicks to Rubio. It's tipped. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Oden is up on top. And Leonard has it in the corner. Tries again. And he gets it to go.
You know, with the expectations low for him, he can provide a nice lift when he does put the ball in the basket.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. And the Heat going with the whole new group on the floor. Miami's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. And here is Chalmers. Williams dishes to Granger. The fadeaway. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. And the Heat lead by 3.
You don't see the wide open fadeaway shot too often.
San Antonio calls timeout. Spurs trail by 3.
Danny Granger dealing with injuries over the last few seasons. His shooting percentages have waned, but we know what a clutch scorer he can be when he's right. Now feeling better, we're seeing some of that spring in his step.
And the Heat shoot the ball to the tune of 41% from the field so far. And Chalmers kicks to Williams. Feeds it to Granger. Shot clock at 6. From past the arc. San Antonio with the rebound.
Almost surprised that he had that much room to work with.
Parker kicks to Duncan. Parker passes to Oden. He dishes it to Leonard. Shot is off. Well, he go the other way with it.
What a start they've gotten off to on the glass. I mean, they've come out banging.
And when a game starts off like this, there's an intimidation factor that comes into play.
Now, here's Chalmers. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Shot by Ennis, nobody around. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
There's 47 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Parker dishes to Duncan. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. And that's now 6 points for Duncan.
Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
Granger with the screen for Chalmers. Granger outside. Off the screen. And he dunks it after the pick frees him up.
Well, that's a solidly executed pick play. I mean, it paid dividends with that nice dunk.
Exactly the result they were looking for.
Yeah, it worked so well. I mean, he got set, did not shuffle his feet. Really well done there offensively. Well, he defended the shot, got back into play, and grabbed the board. Nice play.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Miami ahead, leading by 6. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Miami, guys.
And they're really keying in on getting as many good shots inside the lane as possible. They're doing a nice job of not just settling for outside looks.
Yep, I agree. I mean, they're working it inside and doing it with intention and purpose.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the floor for Miami, Danny Granger out there with Sean Williams. Then there's Chalmers. Then there's Chris Anderson. And it's Ennis in the shooting guard. Williams can't hit. There were a lot of great things Steve accomplished last year by the Heat, both on offense and defense, but at times people would overlook that defense.
Well, they played tremendous defense. I mean, maybe not as consistently as they have in the past, but to be as good as they were, you have to be great defensively. I think sometimes that goes underappreciated.
Anderson, a screen on Jackson. The drive by Granger. Here's Ennis. Gets the 14-footer to fall. Ennis has got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Heat. Spurs trail by 8.
The numbers don't really jump out at you, pop at you regarding the Heat's defense last year, but sometimes it's not necessarily what you do, but when you do it. And the Heat were pretty good at getting big stops when they needed to.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Goes back up. And it's Miami with the rebound. Chalmers with it. Guarded now by Jackson. And Chalmers kicks to Ennis. Back to Chalmers. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Hey, Kevin. Well, Boris Diaw grew up idolizing Magic Johnson and obsessed with passing. And close friend Tony Parker said he didn't care about stats. He was always so unselfish. After being waived by Charlotte for refusing to score more points, Diaw has found a fit with the Spurs. He said, quote, "It was always the team that made the most sense." Kevin?
He had Tony there telling him about their philosophy, Doris. What a great run. What a great run. Thank you. Here's Bellinelli. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard.
Well, a lot of the Heat's numbers might be skewed because they've played a lot of high-scoring games at a high tempo, but when you have the athletic talent that they have, you better believe they're tough defensively.
Now here's Ennis. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. 3-on-3. Outside Jackson. Banked in off the glass.
Beautiful job angling his body, shielding the big man from the ball on his way to the basket.
That's really the only way to do it if you're going to take it down there amongst the tall trees.
Now here's Chalmers. Here's the screen. Now here's Ennis. Bellinelli is covering. And again, it's the Heat missing.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
Here is Splitter. Fires the 3. The shot by Bellinelli. No good. Timeout called the Heat.
Well, if you remember early in Eric Spoelstra's head coaching career, he was new and the big 3 were assembled. There were some people questioning Spoelstra's command, maybe even within the team. Those questions are long gone now. He has become an excellent head coach.
And Coach Spoelstra, known for his work ethic and attention to detail. He's a grinder.
No question about it, Kevin. Got to start as video coordinator back when everything ran on VHS, so you know he had to do an awful lot of work. And he's worked his way up slowly, but surely. He's grown as an assistant under some terrific mentors, and now he's really, I think, one of the best head coaches in the game without question.
He's visited college football training facilities, NFL camps.
He sure does, and you can see evidence of that in how he handles himself.
An indication there of why the scoreboard looks like it does. Very passive defense.
But the finish was anything but passive.
No, he hammered that down, Clark. Superb above the rim action.
I think he's got to regroup and get himself together here. I mean, something's gone wrong with him this quarter. He's really falling off.
Now that pass had just a little bit too much heat on it for him to make a clean steal.
Yeah, I think it would have been a tough catch for either of them.
Now, here's Rubio. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Pass to Bosch. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Chris Bosh, in some ways, has been the overlooked, underrated member of the Big Three in Miami, but extremely valuable. A nice complimentary scorer and understated defensively. But with LeBron gone now, he's become more of a focal point offensively. Well, as far as the league's big men go, he's one of the very best at the foul line.
San Antonio calls timeout. And Chris Bosh posted up a lot more, it seemed, to Clark in Toronto and Miami. It would become primarily a face-up threat.
And I think that's where he's most comfortable, Kevin. More of a slender build. He takes advantage of his quickness more than his strength, so facing up is really where he's been most effective.
Spurs trail by 10. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Splitter with the ball, and Bosh picks him up defensively. Kicks it to Antetokounmpo. 5 to shoot. They get it back. Mayo. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock.
You see the defense get caught standing around that time, giving up an easy second chance bucket.
Simply need more of an effort on the boards there, Steve.
They set the pick. Here's Bosh. Dishes it to McRoberts. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Way to play in attack mode and get inside.
And you know, if you're on defense and you're going to foul, make sure it's a good one. They did, preventing the and one.
That one is no good.
Josh McRoberts, a pretty unique player. 6'10" power forward who's an outstanding passer, quality shooter from range. But he's not without weaknesses. He could be a better rebounder and maybe a better defender for a player with his size and athleticism. You know, when the size advantage is that pronounced, I mean, that's exactly what you should do offensively in this situation. Take it strong to the middle.
Now here's Dang. On the wing, Dwayne Wade. Inside to Bosh. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Tim Duncan, he's checked in for San Antonio. Leonard comes in for Antetokounmpo.
And McRoberts' rebounding rate has declined every season in the NBA, and that's 6 straight seasons to a rate last season that's unacceptable for a guy of his size. I mean, he's got to find a way to make a bigger impact on the glass.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Heat?
Well, I like the fact they've already been getting a lot of high-quality shots in the paint.
And I think another key will be, can they continue to knock down that mid-range shot? They've been very good here early.
Parker's checked in for San Antonio. Parker comes in for Jackson. And McRoberts kicks to Wade. Clock is at 3. And it comes off the front of the rim. And McRoberts, a starter in his time in Charlotte. His shooting provided spacing for locker room presence Big Al Jefferson to operate inside. Signed by the Miami Heat this offseason, Clark, just before LeBron's decision.
And Kevin, his game certainly would have been a compliment to LeBron, but any team can use a big man who can pass and shoot. And with his athleticism, he still has some upside.
I agree. And the basket by Wade.
What a smooth finish.
Well, he's certainly the one they want on the end of those breaks. He always finishes strong.
Duncan with the screen for Parker. Top of the key, Duncan. From about 19 feet. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
Hard work on the glass once again, fellas. They put a lot of effort into their rebound.
Well, you get more rebounds, you get more possessions, more shots at the hoop, and oftentimes that decides the game.
Wade kicks to Bosch. In transition, here come the Spurs. Parker's running.
Tell you what, that was all made possible by the heads-up defense at the other end.
Yeah, you got to love the energy they're bringing. As soon as they got their hands on the ball, everybody got out and ran.
Now, here's Rubio. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Bosch, a screen on Leonard. Here's Dang. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
Well, it's always nice to see a strong inside game, and that's what we've got going on there. They're pounding it inside.
Well, Luol Deng was supposed to have a lot more help in Chicago as they got healthy, but injuries struck once again. They were forced to ship Deng off to help in the next rebuilding project. First time Deng has ever played in a different uniform.
The drive by Duncan. Misses from close range. Well, Heat leading by 8. Wade with it. He's picked up by Parker. And Luol Deng, Clark, one of only 5 Bulls in history to play in a 10-year with the team, the 4th leading scorer in their franchise's history.
And Kevin, Coach Thibodeau called him the glue of the team, the Velcro guy. But despite everything he meant to the organization, his free agency weighed heavily. He refused a significant extension offer, so they felt they had to go in a different direction.
Now here's Mayo. He kicks to Parker. Duncan with the screen for Parker. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Nice work by Duncan to lay into that defender. Jabari Parker, a self-described obedient kid growing up in Chicago, maintained a 3.7 GPA through high school. He went so far as to say he had lower self-esteem in his younger days. You don't often hear about that from NBA athletes, but it's a reality. Believe me, I see these guys. They often aren't as confident as you might think. But there's no reason for this guy to doubt his worth now, especially on a basketball court.
Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Parker outside. Parker, a screen on Rubio. Deflects the pass. And we've reached halftime in this one. Heat lead by 6. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena. Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far.
Well, Dwayne Wade in this one, he has 9 points, and he's added a steal to his stat line also.
Now, that's obviously not a big number, but he's been doing some valuable defensive work for him.
Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. Down low, it's Duncan and Splitter. Parker out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Parker in a small forward. Dang with it. He's picked up by Parker. Bosch, that's the pick for Dang. Wade against Leonard. Wade kicks to Rubio. The dish to Bosch. Shot clock at 6. Count it from 12. Bosch has got the first bucket of the third here for the Heat.
Smart move with that mismatch he's got.
You know what? That extra advantage sure pays off on the mid-range jumper.
Parker, a screen on Wade. Duncan kicks to Parker. A 3-ball. Offensive rebound, Spurs. Leonard, the pass to Parker. Spurs working the ball around now. Offline with his 3.
He was really tightly guarded there. I'm not sure about that shot selection.
Rubio dishes to Wade. Bosch hits the pick for Wade. Can't hit from 12.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open jumper.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Spurs coach Greg Popovich is so highly respected by his peers. Thunder coach Scott Brooks said there are 3 things you can count on: death, taxes, and Pop winning 50 games. Dallas coach Rick Carlisle called him, quote, the best coach in any sport ever and the smartest man in the history of the world. Kevin, he wasn't joking.
High praise indeed. Thank you, Doris. Now here's Bosch. After Dwayne Wade's miss. That's good. And it's 13 points for Chris Bosch.
You know, it seems like when they've gone to him, he's really come through. And that's not something you should get away from.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
Well, they've really kind of struggled offensively here. So I think this timeout is for him to really draw something up, maybe get an easy 2 and get their confidence back.
You know, sometimes an easy basket out of a break is just what you need to get things back on track. And coaches always have plays specifically for that situation, coming out of timeouts for an opportunity to get a bucket.
Parker kicks to Duncan. Back to Parker. There's the 3. And Luol Deng pulls it down.
I think the game plan needs to change here, guys, if they're going to get out of the hole, because he is not helping their offense. Spurs were able to take the top seed in the West once again and set themselves up for yet another deep playoff run.
Wade with no one around. And it's Wade again missing.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys, but as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
It's Parker outside.
4 straight misses. They've got to find a way to get back on track.
Now here's Wade. He's got 9. Rubio outside. Now the pass to McRoberts. And Splitter pulls it down. Splitter's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done.
As you said, the Spurs were the top seed coming into the playoffs and in the West, but they were pushed to the limit early by Dallas before cruising to the NBA Finals. And I can go back to a number of years where the number 1 seed has had a tough time in its first round matchup only to get to the NBA Finals and in some cases win it.
And here's Rubio. Kawhi Leonard getting his 3 to go. Passes it to Wade. Goes up on the wing. Connects. The jumper drops. Wade's got 11 points. And for the Spurs in their run to yet another NBA title, they didn't seem to have any weakness in any facet of their game.
And you know, a little bit of that was overlooked, I thought, Kevin, heading into the final series against Miami, but certainly not afterward. One of the things that so impressed me was the depth, quality of play that the Spurs got from everybody that Greg Popovich called on. And that really was the difference. They had 8, 9 guys playing at a high level, and Miami only had 1 or 2 guys most nights.
That's a great thought. Bosch, a screen on Parker. Bosch can't hit. Spurs trail by 8. Parker kicks to Duncan. Pass to Parker. Brown. Dang with it. He's picked up by Parker. They set the pick. Pulls up. Not enough on that one as it misses.
You're not doing your team any good forcing a shot like that one.
You know, I agree. He's got to know better than that.
Out of bounds. Miami takes possession.
Difficult to explain that turnover. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did, but he really lost his place on the court.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Boris Diaz checked in for Duncan. Antetokounmpo comes in for Parker. O.J. Mayo is checked in for Leonard. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Parker. Well, Tim Duncan, in a lot of ways, the epitome of Steve's substance over style.
Yeah, no doubt, Kevin, both in terms of his game and his personality. He's just a winner and a leader. But he does it in such a quiet fashion that sometimes people forget to take notice.
Now Mayo following the miss by Chris Bosh from deep. And the call will be against O.J. Mayo. That's his first foul. There's the feed to McRoberts. Heat moving the ball around. Wade outside.
Things have kind of gone south for him here in the quarter.
Miami no good on that time either.
And when I think about Duncan's leadership, man, I could go on and on. I don't even know if I have enough time, but one of the things that stands out is he's never put himself above his teammates or the staff, and he allows himself to be coached extremely hard by Greg Popovich. He's relentless, dedicated, and in many ways he can lead without saying a word.
And here's Rubio. O.J. Mayo getting it to go from deep. And Rubio kicks to Bosh. Trying to get back on track. There's the bucket. Good. Bosh has got 15.
You talk about Duncan allowing Pop to get into him. I think really he's his own toughest critic. As great as he is, he's hard on himself. He's pushed himself to become great. Another rebound gobbled up. They are pounding the boards.
And a big part of the lead, guys, is because of the work they've done on the glass. I mean, they have the lead because they've rebounded well.
Rubio with it. Now Mayo defending. Nick Roberts, the pass to Bosh. He feeds it to Rubio. He dishes it to Wade. Bosh in the post. Diaw's there. Bosh, no one around him. That doesn't go either for Bosh. Outside Jackson. Feeds to Antetokounmpo.
Oh, my goodness. What a huge play.
Even when they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular. And he pulled it off.
Well, maybe this is... is the best time to do it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, now's when they need a little spark anyway.
Now a timeout called by Miami.
Reggie Jackson is really strong and athletic, an excellent driver and finisher, especially when working off the pick and roll.
And the Spurs making a change here. Bellinelli's checked in. And Rubio kicks to Dang. 14 feet away. That doesn't go either for Bosh. Spurs trail by 5. Diaw, the screen. Jackson dishes to Diaw. Antetokounmpo passes to Bellinelli. The three-pointer off the mark.
This game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding is one thing that they've been able to dominate.
Yeah, they've chased down that pumpkin often.
And a fast break now for the Spurs. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
O.J. Mayo, a smooth long-range shooter with deep range. When he gets going, he can put up some big numbers.
And Mayo, 6'4", coming to the league. Some thought he could play the point guard position.
Yeah, but he's not a great penetrator or playmaker, and those are 2 things you have to do as a point guard. I think he's truly a shooting guard.
And Miami going with a whole new group out there. And Chalmers kicks to Granger. It's deflected. Chalmers dishes to Granger. The Heat need to get a shot off. From deep 3-point range. Can't get it to go. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. There's 25 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Now Diao. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Outside, Bellinelli. And it's Miami with the rebound. And Chalmers kicks to Granger. Takes the 13-footer. Miami leading by 3. They've got Chalmers. Williams is out there with Chris Anderson. Then there's Danny Granger. And it's Ennis in the 2 spot. That's the group in the game for the Heat. Now here's Granger. Just 5 to shoot. Fires the 3. They get it back. Anderson passes to Williams. Anderson dishes to Chalmers. Ennis in the corner. Fires from deep. And that one's good. Ennis has got the 4th quarter going with the first basket of the period here for Miami. Parker kicks to Bellinelli. Back to Parker. No one near him. Bullseye.
Well, I doubt that was the plan there on that trip, guys, but they did get the shot to go.
And Chalmers kicks to Williams. Williams sets a screen for Granger. From deep. Again, the miss by Granger.
Tough 3-point try there with a hand in his face.
Boy, you'd be lucky to make that one against great defense.
Parker kicks to Duncan. Rebound by the Heat. Anderson's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Parker again. It's Chalmers. Granger right side. Shoots off the screen. And it's off the back rim. No good. Spurs trail by 4. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Parker's shot is off.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, a little frustrated now, shaking his head after that miss.
Now, here's Chalmers. And it's Granger penetrating. Anderson kicks to Williams. Miami no good on that time either.
He can't get anything to drop. And the way he's scoring, I'm not sure it's something he should try to shoot his way out of.
No, that might only serve to make things worse, Steve. Sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets.
I mean, that's just too weak on the coverage. Heading down the stretch, that sort of defensive lapse can cost you the game.
And the Heat call time here.
Tony Parker, I don't think there's any question the best player ever to come out of France. In fact, back in the summer of 2013, he led France to the Euro Cup championship in Slovenia. Just a terrific performance there.
So both teams changing it up here. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Well, guys, I was able to listen in on what Eric Spoelstra was going over with his team in that last huddle. He told the guys that for now, he wants to see them back off the three-point shot, saying all our offense doesn't need to come from perimeter jump shots. Let's get the ball inside for some high percentage looks.
Here's Dang. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Parker passes to Leonard. Parker, a screen on Wade. Back to Parker. San Antonio needs to get off a shot here. And Leonard gets it to go. Miami's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Pass to Rubio. Looks for Bosch, gets it to him. On the wing, Dang. Bosch, that's the pick for Dang. And he gets the shot to fall after coming off the pick. And the Heat lead by 2.
It's been the story of the game for him. Fortunately, his teammates have bailed him out.
And Leonard has it in the corner. Kicks it to Splitter. Right block shot. Drained for 2 points. Splitter's got the game tied up here for the Spurs. Rubio with it. Outside Bosch. Dishes it to McRoberts. It's tipped. 3-on-3. Parker with no one around. Another one falls for San Antonio. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Spurs.
Boy, defensively, they've played with a high energy level, guys, and all the steals we've seen, really a result of that aggressiveness.
The number of second chance points they've gotten is also impressive. I mean, they've kept so many possessions alive with offensive rebounds.
Offensive rebound. Out to Wade. Parker drives in. Leonard dishes to Parker. Spurs passing it around. It's stolen by Dang. Goes up. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
Now here's Parker. Just 5 on the clock. There's the screen. From deep. Parker's shot is off.
Very little success for him behind the arc today. Just 1 3-pointer in the first half and still none in the second.
Dish out to Bosch. Back to Rubio. Blocked. And they get it back. Bosch can't hit. Spurs have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Outside Leonard. He kicks to Duncan. And there's the pass to Parker. Pulls up. Parker with another miss.
Well, he's building a house with those bricks. I mean, one reason is he keeps trying to force it up when he's defended well. Move the ball, share the sugar.
Here is McRoberts. Passes it to Wade. To take the lead. And right on target. Good. And the Heat lead by 2.
Boy, I love to see D. Wade shoot the ball.
San Antonio calls timeout. Chris Bosch really making a difference here.
They don't seem to have any answers for him. They need to review their game plan and look for a way to cool him off.
Some changes here for the Spurs. Boris Diaz checked in for Splitter. Onda Tecumbo comes in for Tim Duncan. And it's Anderson in for Tony Parker. And Anderson kicks to Parker. Wade brings the double team. Here's Antetokounmpo. No good on the triple. Miami's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Now here's Dang. Pass to McRoberts. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. Antetokounmpo's got his 3rd rebound on the night. A 3 from Anderson. No luck. Wade with the defensive effort. The Heat with the lead. Rubio outside. The feed to McRoberts. Bosch the screen. Dang double teamed. He dishes it to Bosch. The Heat rebound. Here's McRoberts. Sinks the triple. McRoberts has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Boy, this team has really been on the offensive glass here in the second half, doing an outstanding job. And that's one of the reasons they're on top.
Here's Diaw. The offensive rebound.
You know, to cut deficits, you got to be making smart basketball plays out there. Taking care of the ball. It's not done by hoisting up bonehead threes like that one.
Wade has the open look. That one wide left.
You know, he's so confident, sometimes to a fault, and that showed right there. That's a bad shot.
Exactly. I mean, that's self-inflicted damage right there. There are a lot better options than what he took.
Oh, here's Parker. Here's Diaw. Buries it. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
He hushed him up with that shot.
Well, a huge bucket there to stifle the crowd. You're right.
It's like they're stunned. I mean, they don't know what to think.
Here's Rubio. Feeds it to Bosch. Down low. It's hauled in by Diaw.
Well, what appeared to be an easy 2 points just never materialized.
Diaw, the screen. And Anderson gets to Diaw.